Hello and good evening, my friends. My name is Nilay Patel. I am the designer and the owner of Silver Silk and More, and I want to welcome you guys to Tuesday Toots. Tuesday Toots is dedicated to having quick, fun, and easy tutorials here on the Silver Silk and More YouTube channel, just for you guys. I try and take silver silk and I mix it in with some fun beads, some new components, some fabulous charms. We're coming up with fun, easy techniques using silver silk and more, of course, and coming up with quick projects that you guys can do at home. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining. I have got a fun tutorial planned for tonight, and this is a live show where I get to talk to you guys in person, and I can see some of my friends already joining. Joan is here. Hello, Joan. If you wouldn't mind giving out a quick share of this video while it's live to the Silver Silk Silkies Facebook page. Not only does Silver Silk and More have a Facebook page, but we've also got a growing group called the Silver Silk Silkies. And on there we post inspirational photos of our works, and we comment on them, give each other some really positive feedback, maybe some ideas and opinions about their works, how we can grow to make our designs and our skills really just grow extra in terms of what our capabilities are. And so, with having said that, I would love nothing more than to jump into tonight's project. I thought we could break out the Galaxy wire, which looks like this. This is I believe a 10 needle hollow cord made with wire. It's a pre-made machine knitted wire. It has nothing in the center, so it's hollow. And this particular one mixes two different colors. So this one is emerald green and black. Since it is the Galaxy wire, they are all themed under specific constellations or anything celestial. So this one happens to be the Sculptor. It's called Sculptor inside of the Galaxy wire. So any of these materials you can find on www.silversilkonline.com. So with this, I thought we could whip out a really fun and easy bracelet, and here is where the kicker is, because of course I have to make things a little bit complex for all of us to kind of try something new, right? So I thought, which from the help of some of my friends, it was an interesting idea to try and reduce the size of this, because right now it's about 10, but it was between maybe like 7 and 10 millimeters in diameter, but trying to compress that size for smaller beads, I haven't done that before. So I am going to use a draw plate, and this happens to be the one from Softflex Wire. And I wanted to see if we can actually reduce the size of the Galaxy wire and see how small we can go before it gets a little bit too crazy. But I do have smaller beads picked out that I thought we could string, and some beads from Jesse James Beads that I think will go really well with this design. So I am eager to get started. Per usual, I'm going to sketch out something for you guys, and we're gonna work towards getting that design all put together. So let me get myself a little organized here and get my handy dandy marker out. And here's what I'm thinking. And this is sort of a spin-off of an idea that I have done before with a necklace, but I thought this would be really cool to try and implement with a bracelet design in mind. So we're going to start with the center bead, and whether we put bead caps on it is one idea for a design, but what I thought we could do is kind of split this. So let's have a bead cap on each side, because a bead cap will help to hide some of the mechanics that are going to be used in this design. And we're going to string on a bunch of tiny little seed beads. I've got some really cool, I think they're Matubo or tri-cuts. I have to look at them closer. But they're beautiful. They've got this sort of bluish tint that I think will be a nice offset with that green. But we're going to string those on each side. And as I'm drawing this, Sarah Ellis is here. Hello, Sarah. I'm going to try and read some of our chats here. Emily says I'm going to order some of this stuff later. That's perfect. Yeah, I think this is really fun material to play around with, and I think you can come up with all kinds of fabulous ideas. But give me for those of you that are new to Silver Silk, like, let me know. Give me a shout out. I'd love to know what you guys think of these videos. If it's new to you, if you want more ideas, I'm absolutely here for you guys. All right, so we have this strung sort of structured bracelet, right, with little seed beads, maybe around size 6 seed beads, and some bead caps on each side. So now we have to think about how we're going to assemble this in terms of having galaxy wire kind of over this, right? And what size we need to make that galaxy wire with our draw plate. Because if you compress it too much, there might be too much wire. Drawn as beautiful as I can get it. But I think it kind of gives, it hints at the idea that we're going for what we're going for here. So we're going to do something like this. Quick sketch and off to production, right? And I have cheated a little bit with our, just to save ourselves a little bit of time here. Aren't those gorgeous beads though? Like, look at that. Look how shiny that is. And I have something sort of pre-strung already in my head. These beads, except for the bead caps, you guys, the bead caps kind of came from all different collections. But I thought I would break into the pepper stem terrarium moss tonight, as far as our little decorative beads go from Jesse James Beads. And I've got my draw plate handy. I'm about to break out into the galaxy wire. Real quick, I have this strung on some beading wire right now that's red colored. It's just for placement. I'm actually going to be using Softflex medium stringing wire. Again, I just strung this sort of to save ourselves some time as far as design goes. But really, I'm going to be working off of this particular spool for medium-sized Softflex wire. This stuff is amazing. It's the only beading wire that I've used in my jewelry making career. It is a nylon-coated stainless steel cable wire, extremely strong and super flexible. So if this is nothing, if you don't use anything else, use this stuff for your bracelets and beading wire. So we kind of have to think through this logically of how we're going to assemble this. First, I'm going to break out into my sculptor real quick. And this stuff is packaged as 2 feet. But if you are planning on expanding it out, look how pretty that is. And I think that'll layer up really cool with the blue beads. And that'll add another color dimension, I think. That'll match well with the terrarium moss bead mix. Normally, I wouldn't see these colors going together, but then sometimes, like, when stuff is just laid out on your table, it just makes sense. I don't know how that happens. It's like magic or something. Obviously, you could see how large that is, so we need to reduce the size of this particular cord. What I think I want to do is work in little chunks at a time just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to pitch this in to be able to make it through my draw plate. So I'm going to probably cut out this much just to be on the safe side. And hopefully that all of this will work like the way it does in my head. Because sometimes it never does, and I get really frustrated and kind of try and come up with new ways, but one just never really knows until they try, right? Okay. I also have another tip for stringing the galaxy wire on, because I discovered that whenever you just push the wire through, the wire will want to go into each and every one of those holes, but there is a way to alleviate that, believe it or not. And that will make this whole thing go a lot faster. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and stick this through my draw plate, I think, at this point. So I'm going to try and see. I've got plenty of galaxy wire as well, so if I screw this up, then no big deal. But I think what I want to do is start from the largest one and work my way in. That way I know that everything is going to be super symmetrical. So let's just give this a go. I just pinched in the side and I'm just pushing it through. This has a bit of elasticity into it, so you'll maybe notice on the first one that it doesn't work. But then the second one, you'll notice that it gets a little bit smaller. And then in the third one, it just gets tinier and tinier. Oh, look at that. It's nice and compressing, so that's good. I think I could probably cheat one more, although I'm a little scared to do that, but we're going to do it anyway. Let's see how this goes. Now, the cool thing is if you put a... Oh, wait, yeah, this will work. Oh, there we go. Look at that. So if you do this enough times, you can actually get this to be longer than 2 feet, believe it or not. But that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and string this on first, I think. And I'll show you that little tip that I'm talking about. I need a crimp bead, which I left way over here. And I'm using gold. Get some gold crimps real quick. And what I want to do is make a loop on one side of my beading wire, because if I do not have a sharp end, it will not want to go through anything. So what I mean by that is I'm going to go ahead and just just loop this through. Like, I don't need to crimp it or do anything. Just like that. And I'm literally just going to take this and push it through. And you can see how easily that goes right through. So that will, I discovered this tip a lot later, whenever I really could have used it the last time I worked with Galaxy Wire, but you know, it's again experimental for all of us. So I'm glad I could share this with you guys. All right, I opened up that side that that I had kind of pinched in, so I can either cut that off or I can straighten that, which I think I can probably straighten it and it should be all right. All right, so now I can let go of my loop, right? And what I want to do is start to string the beads on. So I'm not going to worry about my end cap just yet. Lori says, great idea. I know, right? That makes it so much easier. I'm only sad I didn't think of that earlier, but that was much easier. I have a couple books on Viking knit, 2 or 3 packages of knitting wire. I need to find out where to put these. I didn't quite catch that comment before it went away. Let me read that again. I need to find out where I put these packages. I'm going to cheat and look up Viking knit designs, but use Galaxy Wire. Well, that's kind of, I think, why this stuff was made from the get-go, is to help help jewelry makers kind of make their design a little bit quicker. And that's truly the motto of Silver Silk and More, is we knit, you create. Our job is to create the wire, have it pre-made ready to go in different colors and assortments and styles. And that way you guys can go straight to creativity, the fun part. All right, so I got that through. So now I can just kind of string this on. So that's a really cool layered effect. It's got a little bit of green, a little bit of blue. It's just a nice mix of colors. I like that. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and finish out this one side. So I'm going to actually do what I did in my last demo, or a couple demos ago. And through the end of the knitted wire, because this stuff doesn't fray and it doesn't do anything crazy, so I can really string it through each one of these knitted loops that I cut that still has a loop at the end, and it kind of just pinches shut. That way, whenever I tighten up my design, it won't slide down the beads. So that's a really important step in this process. I'm kind of just pinching this shut so that my beads kind of stay down there, but I'll probably trim that out here in a minute. So I'm going to stick my bead cap on, and again, pinching this and then just kind of pressing this over it so that the wire will kind of form into the bead cap. So that looks pretty good with this. So now I can kind of do this other side. Whoops, already got that. So let's do this guy. This will sort of give me a gauge on where I need to cut the beading wire. I've not really made this before, so I'm kind of just making up the rest of this as I go along. But it seems to be working. There we go. All right. So let's see. I want to cut some of this wire off so I can have it to work with. And now, kind of the same thing on this side. So I'm going to actually carefully cut some of this wire, the knitted wire, out. And I want to make sure that I'm high enough, a couple loops up, or knits up above where it needs to be pinched in, just to be on the safe side. There we go. Again, not that it'll really fray or anything, but I just want to make sure I have enough, because you can always cut off more, but you cannot add onto. So same process here. I'm going to just try and go through some of these round loops. As many times as I can, around and around. There we go. Here we are. Just all the way around. That'll create a nice little pocket for my beads and bead cap to sit inside of. Okay, let's read some of these comments because I keep missing them. Pat Hartman is here and she says, hi, hello, Pat. It's good to have you on board here for Tuesday Toots. Again, I want to remind you guys and to let your friends know that I'm on every Tuesday, 5:30 Central Time in the evening, here on the YouTube channel, Silver Silk and More YouTube channel, you guys. It's been a wonderful transition to YouTube. Our channel is ever growing. I should say mine. Really just a one-man team here. But I appreciate, for those of you who have purchased from Silver Silk, all of your patience and dedication and support to helping me grow as a business, as a designer, as a human being. And I just enjoy working with each and every one of you. Alrighty, that's what I want. So that's one side complete. So we got to do the other one, right? Get to use that draw plate again. So while I have this strung, I think I'm going to go ahead and string this bead cap on. So this is a lot more complex than the bracelet that I was originally going to design, but I'm so glad that I decided to go this route. A, I would have never really probably done this otherwise, and B, you get to learn something new, which is always the fun of this. All right, so I'm going to measure about yay much, cut this galaxy wire yet again. I so love the look of the beads inside the galaxy wire, says Lori. Thank you, Lori. I am digging this piece too. Emily is loving it as well. All right, again, guys, draw plate, start from the top or the bottom, I guess, the bigger hole, and work your way in. So got through the first one, pull through the second one, pull through the third one, and then finally the fourth one. So we need to pinch in this end a little bit more. Amber says, it does look cool. Thank you, Amber. I'm liking the way that this is turning out. All right, look at that. In minutes, I've just reduced the size of my galaxy wire. So here's a real comparison. As you can see, this is what you will get when you purchase this, and then this is what the draw plate will help do. It'll compress each and every one of those knits into a smaller cord, so then you can accommodate for seed beads, for fiber, for leather. I mean, really the possibilities are endless with this particular cord. So I love it. All right, I'm going to put a bead cap on this, you guys, because there's no telling what I'm going to do here. There we go. Okay, so I kind of have to go backwards this time because I'm stringing this way. So what I'm going to do is carefully, I think, try and go through some of this. I honestly can't even remember how I did this last time with the other cord that I had, or the other necklace design that I made. But I think I ended up stringing some of these first before passing my wire through. So we're going to go with that. Whoops, should do this on camera. Should do that same methodology and see where this goes. Okay, so again, before I tighten it, I want to make my loop again. This will help to slide my beading wire right through the galaxy wire here. So tricky part here is trying to get that loop back open. course, it'll try and shut. I think I need more of a slack here. There we go. All right, so should be able to open this up. And if it's still troubling to open this up, you can absolutely use your beading awl to try and grab some of this. Try and get it to open. There we go. Sometimes it's just a piece of wire that's really in the way. There we go. I was like, what is the holdup there, you guys? I'm scared that that crimp is going to fall out. Hopefully it'll stay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Goodness. Sometimes it's really awkward and hard to go backwards, but I think once that happens, but you could see, like, I created a little pocket and then was able to slide my wire down right through it. So now, get to the easy part, which is stringing the rest of this stuff on. There we go. Get one more. Start to slide some of those beads down and grab the rest of these guys. There we go. All right, this is gonna be a finished piece tonight. I am determined to get this done. Cool. Okay. Moving right along here. Get that last bead in there. Okay, so now I can start to compress everything together. Joan says, you make it look so easy. I fumble no matter what. Oh, trust me. I am nothing but fumbling here. But, you know, it's one of those things that just, you never know what's going to happen live on cam. I'm using my beading awl to slide those beads in. And I think I'm going to go ahead and trim this real carefully. Hopefully not cutting my beading wire. There we go. Perfect. Cool. Okay, so trimmed it. Now I can go back through and basically just go through all the loops here. This should be much easier because I'm not working backwards. So it's really just that one step that's a little bit awkward, but should help with the design process. Only, again, because I don't want the knitted wire to slip off of my beads. So this part is kind of crucial for making this design hold where it needs to. There we go. There we go. Whoops. There we go. All right. So we are one step closer to getting this finished. Just going to even out my beading wire here. Get my last bead cap on. You can just see I kind of pinched in that last end. And then now I can go ahead and focus on crimping my bracelet together. Ah, that is stunning. I love that so much. Oh, I didn't read that last comment. Let's see what it says. Majori says, darn, I've been at the wrong Tuesday toot. Hi again, Nile. It's Mimi here. Ah, it's Mimi. Hi, Mimi. I'm glad you found the right Tuesday toots here on YouTube. Yep, I'm here every Tuesday, 5:30 in the evening. All right, so now I'm just going to work on creating my, actually I don't want to put on that as much as a jump ring. So yeah, I'm going to start working on my crimping. So little info here for you guys. I am using Softflex crimps. I've been using them for ages now, and I love them. They have a thick wall, so it's easy to really get a really strong, really secure, and guaranteed crimp. And I'm using my Zuron pliers here to make my crimp. So what's cool about these pliers is they have 3 notches plus a 4th notch there, the V-shaped one, which gets you started on your crimp. And so you stick that one in first, turn on its side, and basically stick it in the middle notch because I'm using size 2 or 2 millimeter crimps here. So basically really easy to do. It gives me a nice clean crimp, as you can see. And I'm going to actually trim this off a lot. There we go. Because I just wanted to go through a few of my beads. Really just that bead cap, actually. So I'm trying to do this very carefully. And if this is a harder step, you can absolutely probably cut this off. Which it looks like I don't think it's going to want to go through that bead cap at this point. So let's just cut it off at the end here. Make it nice and easy. Ah, that brings up a good point. So, Nashi and Wendy has commented, not to overstate the obvious, but the draw plate is a great way to economize the knitted wire. That is absolutely true. Absolutely true. It's a great way to make it more economic and to get a size variety, which is fabulous. So it's a win-win. Cool. All right, so now I can do it on the other side here. Get my gold crimps. I apologize if that is fuzzy. Hopefully it's not on your end. There we go. Pick up my ring here. There we go. Go ahead and stick it through. Again, same process. I'm going to go through just the crimp in this case. I feel like since the bracelet is lightweight enough, I'm really not too worried about going through every single bead as I would a heavier necklace where it does need that support. In this case, you don't really need the support because it's so lightweight. Hopefully that makes sense. But that's generally the way that I like to kind of worry about some of these things. Ah! Just came out of my jump ring. I think I get that hole small enough though. There we go. Let's do it without the jump ring. One less thing to worry about there. I can always connect it here in a second. So again, stick it in that V-shaped notch first of your Zuron crimpers, and then find that middle notch and give it a good squeeze. That will give you a very secure crimp. You should be able to feel it whenever you do your crimping. Simply cut it off. And now I'm going to properly attach my jump ring that I knocked out. Just like that. Attach my little lobster claw here. Perfecto. And if you wanted to get a little crazier, because you know how much I love crazy and extra stuff, look at that. Isn't that just fantastic? Super elegant. What you can do is take, where'd my beads go? Ah, there they are. What you can do is take some of the fun charms from this mix, because as you know, I love the extras that come with it, and just attach them for fun, because why not? We have all this great stuff. Let's use it. I need another jump ring, seems like, so I'm going to grab another gold jump ring, and I'm going to just put a little charm on it. I love these little flowers, these metal ones. They're just amazing. All right. And that'll complete my design tonight, you guys. So, if you love the Galaxy Wire, please check it out on www.silversilkonline.com. And on there, I've got several colors, hopefully more on the way at some point. But right now, there's a pretty good variety. Oop, there we go. Okay. Sometimes it's hard for me to see that seam from this far away because I really just have this bad habit of sticking things as close to my nose as possible, which I'm sure many of us do out there. So there we go. Bracelet complete. All right, I'll take a formal picture of this, you guys, and post it on the social media. Do check me out in a couple different spots. You can catch me on Facebook. So facebook.com, search for Silver Silk. If you aren't already, please become a member of the Silkies group. If you go to search for in Facebook, type in Silver Silk Silkies, Silkies, you'll find our fabulous little ever-growing group where we post pictures and fun designs that we all make with Silver Silk. You can absolutely catch me on Instagram. I'm always posting stuff on there of our patterns, designs, and where you can find some of these fabulous ideas, as well as don't forget to subscribe on the YouTube channel. I'm also now on Pinterest, so I'm starting to upload some of my projects on there as well. So really, I think I've covered almost all the social media ground that I could possibly do by myself here. And I am using the beautiful draw plate from Softflex Wire. Now, I think they've got a special deal going on with these guys, so definitely check out softflexwire.com, or softflexcompany.com, excuse me, and more information on their website about these fabulous little tools. And I'm using Jesse James beads tonight as well, so please check them out on www.jessejamesbeads.com if you love these beads, because I do. All right, you guys, it's been an evening. Catch me again next Tuesday at 5:30 here in the evening, and I love all of you. Please stay creative. Please keep posting to the Silkies group on Facebook